Hello there and welcome to Pipsoclock weekly market analysis for August 19th all the way to the 23rd. All right. So this week we before we move on, we're going to be doing a quick recap of what happened last week, and then we'll move on to evaluate or analyze and see what to expect this week. And we're going to be covering gold. We're going to be covering Bitcoin as a gold. Bitcoin will be used for determining what to do in the crypto space, and then we'll look at EURUSD and GBPUSD, and probably add USDCAD to the collection. And of course, we'll also consider oil if time permits us. So let's quickly look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instruments. All right, quickly, let's go. For gold, in the past week, we saw what happened here. Now, all three moving averages, 200 period, 50 period, and 21 period, all are still strongly bullish, and the market structure is still very strongly bullish on the weekly time frame. And last week, we saw the hammer that formed here look like a hanging man in any case because it's on the upside. But then for hanging man, this one had to close below it for it to confirm that it's a downtrend. So since this didn't close it, it rather formed a bullish engulfing. So probably what we should be expecting this week is a bullish continuation. And here's where price has opened already for gold. And currently, if you look at it, gold closed at 2,507. Now, remember that the price gold recorded last week, Friday, was an all-time high. Gold has never got to 2,500 before, but it made it to 2,509.74, as you can see there on the screen. All right, so this week now, I know the indications will be, or questions will be, will gold make a new high? Will it continue going up or down? Well, if anything, at this point, investors want to take some profit, right? So you just have to be careful. If you want to trade this, I recommend you use scalping. You just be picking 20, 30, 50 pips, 100 pips, and you're out. Don't go there. Don't be on any position for so long until now you want to watch out for the US um, news on interest rate cuts, all right, around Wednesday this week. So you want to be very careful how you trade. So I think that's the much I can give you on gold. Details on key levels and analysis and signals will be on a VIP group on Telegram and also on the Telegram channel. So you want to make sure that you keep checking to see what we could be doing with gold at the key levels. Then we switch on to the next, which is Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, and this past week, see what it did. It tried now the low that was recorded the week before could not be, could not be tested, retested rather, and so which is seeming like uh, the rejection was actually um, well intended. I mean, if you even look at the structure, you can see that the market structure still points to bullish stance. However, you see, based from here all the way here, it looks like this is a it appears that this is a flag, a bullish flag. All right, if you look at from here on the weekly time frame, if you look at from here, let's form this channel. So with the formation of a flag around here, price hasn't having moved all the way from here up. Come on, what's going on with my okay? So price having moved all the way up from here. So we have a flag, a bullish flag situation. So what we'll be expecting here now will be, since it couldn't break below here, and of course that's a 50 period moving average support. So we'll be expecting price to break through here, and who knows whether Bitcoin is going to be making a new high this week, or it's something that may take another week before it breaks past this range up here for this bullish flag. All right, so for Bitcoin, my take on it is that uh, price will still try to pull back, but ultimately we are looking upwards, uptrend. So that's my take on that uptrend. So we go for crude oil Western Texas Intermediate WTI, and this we see a shooting star here, and that also formed below the moving averages that have been bullish for a while, and then price broke past it. So the moving averages are now serving as resistance instead of support, and so we are anticipating a further drop down in the price of crude oil, and who knows if it might come to retest this low at $72.05. Okay, so for much about, the much I can say about crude oil in terms of trend is that it still looks bearish. It looks bearish still. Okay, so you want to trade carefully. All right, now let's move on to Euro USD. And for Euro USD, is a bit dicey here because price is in between the 200 period moving average, and that's 200 week moving average, and both the 50 and 21 period moving averages, right? And but then based on what happened last week, a new high has been recorded versus the previous high, of course, with a new low, which signals a bullish continuation. If you now look at this period, let me quickly get this. Okay, okay, let me use this triangle. Okay, so now if you look at this, you will see that based on what we have here, you can see that the price has been making its way up steadily, right? So, but then around where it is now, this 200 period moving average is serving as a strong support. Yes. So, question is, will this be able to break it this week? A question that you and I will have to keep watching to see the force that can break past that. Where it fails, of course, you will see Euro USD will come back down all the way here to 1.07. But then will it happen this week? We don't know. And you can see that this is happening outside of the candle. So meaning that if this candle was supposed to be resistance, it has broken past it already. But then we are focusing on these moving averages. So price in between the moving averages is something worth considering. So you may want to now switch to 4 hours on Euro USD to actually get a clearer view of the key levels. So you'll be able to see it clearer if you plot it manually or wait for the markets to develop in the course of the week. But from what we have here, we still have a bullish structure, and that's what it is. So you have to, of course, be at this point, you may want to wait because profit taking appears to be happening, and you want to wait for price to see if you can come down all the way to the weekly pivot point at 1.09946. So around here, you can begin to plot and think of what to do, whether to enter for a buy or to wait for to see whether it could come to retest at the price level at 1.0953. Okay, so for Euro USD, we might want to use these key levels on 4 hours. So and we could actually run it this way. I push it from here all the way here. So we can now say, okay, probably we have to wait for price to drop to 50% at 1.09144. So we might want to be considering around that area for a possible entry into the trades. Let me mark this place. Come on, let me mark it quickly. So we have here. Yep. So you see that. So around within this area, we'll be looking at price. How can we take advantage of what happens to price around here? So that's for Euro USD. And for GBP USD, let's quickly go to the weekly time frame. Still the same thing that happened, even though it's a different scenario altogether, because you could see series of um, bearish moves here before the rejection that eventually culminated in last week forming a bullish engulfing. So we are still expecting GBPUSD to go up. However, with what we have here, the momentum doesn't appear to be there. So the market will need to gather momentum, and that could lead to a pullback. And anybody can take advantage of that pullback when it happens. So you just need to switch to 4 hours and see what we could do for ourselves. And by what we have here currently, and what we have here, of course, if I remove this and let's try to use already has or even recorded a new high again. Okay, so we can just work with this. So if we look at this, probably we want to start considering what could happen to the market should it not be sustained up here. Of course, it might have to drop. And if it drops, can it get to 50% retracement? Well, that's we can't specifically say until things begin to evolve in the market in the course of the week. So for GBPUSD, if you have a strategy that could help you take some profits up where it is right now, cooling down, go ahead and do that bet. You will need to also mind your risk, right? And finally, we want to look at USD card. For USD card, now while there is a sort of correlation between the USD card and GBP or Euro USD, we want to really pay attention to what's happening to the economy. But if you look at the structure of the market as it stands right now, the market structure, yes, may be bullish, but at the moment we see price being rejected up there around there. So for Euro USD card, I personally have a bias for selling. Yes, I have bias for selling, considering the bearish continuation recorded last week. So whatever is happening here now may just be a pullback, and that could now give opportunity for a sell that may culminate around 50% retracement and possibly can even go all the way down to 200 day moving average, 200 week moving average. So on the 4 hours time frame, let's see if we have anything to take away. Absolutely, for as it is right now, you can only expect a breakout, but then it's an interesting one that that I could be expecting. So if you just look at the low of this, I think the low should be this one, the current one. Let's see how that could play out to help us. Okay, let's look at this low all the way to here. Don't really overstretch it. Now, it means that it's not really trending. Do you get it? It's not really trendy. So, and what we could be expecting at this point is not able to use Fibonacci to trade, but we could just manage to see if we can find entry around 50% at 1.37108 and 38.2% of at 1.37194. So we'll be looking at these details possibly in our Telegram channel in the VIP group, also where we'll be dishing out the signals according to our analysis. All right, I think for here now for me, the USD card bias for me is bearish. Gold for me is still bullish, but then a pullback is not may not be too it's not too far away. GBPUSD is bullish strongly. Of course, WTI crude oil is bearish, and Bitcoin is trying to recover, but then it may likely turn out to be bullish eventually. Okay, so that's how much we can take for this week. All right, so remember to check back tomorrow for the news analysis tomorrow. All right, that's the economic calendar, and you want to continue trading and trading profitably. Have a wonderful and profitable trading week.